On September 11th, I was home sleeping when I received a message that court was canceled from work, as I was a police officer in Riverton. When I called back to find out why court was canceled, my secretary advised me, you don't know yet? And I was like, what are you talking about? And she's like, turn on the news, a plane crashed into the World Trade Center. So I actually found out that I was needed to go or respond to the World Trade Center twice. And what I mean by that is initially law enforcement was requested to respond. So I packed a to-go bag, which is essentially everything I would need to respond up there. And then I got a call that we were canceled or placed on hold because they needed to put manpower together and kind of formalize a plan. Once I learned that, I received another message that firefighters were responding up. So I immediately put together my bag again, jumped in a fire truck, and we responded to West Hampton as a firefighter. I was on the fire truck ready to go, ready to respond up. So we sat in a holding area in West Hampton, trying to work out logistics of responding to the World Trade Center. And then after sitting there for over an hour, they decided to hold off on the response for right now and formulate a different plan.
When Dad told me that he might be going to the World Trade Center, I was very scared because I had been watching the news throughout the morning and knew what was going on. And it was a very surreal feeling. Nobody knew if something else was going to happen or what, and nobody knew anything. And it was a scary time, and for me to know that he might be going, I was extremely nervous, but of course I backed him in everything he did and basically just said okay, because he called me and said, I'm packing my things to leave, and we had been together for 4 years. Did I say that already? And so I just said, okay, be careful. I love you. And he got off the phone, but then not too long after that, I don't think he was gone for too long, he actually called me and said that they could not go because the bridges were closed, so no one else could go in.
I can tell you, as somebody that was sitting there, it was kind of like, I don't want to say excitement to go, but kind of like we had a calling, we had a mission to do. So we were ready to go. We weren't thinking of, what could happen to us. We weren't thinking of what about our family. When you're called, you just respond. And everything else is like an afterthought. But I remember sitting there in the fire truck, waiting to see what our next orders are, and just kind of baffled that this was even occurring in our country and not knowing fully what was going on yet. It was a little nerve-wracking. I wouldn't say I was relieved. I would say I was disappointed. When you are responding to a call like that, you want to be able to help. And it doesn't matter what the situation is. You just want to help. You want to be able to assist anybody that needs your assistance. Probably wasn't, disappointed or relieved until well after the fact. And when I mean well after the fact, I mean many years. Because if I did respond up there, I would have to worry about the mental emotions that go along with that, as well as the physical ailments that many first responders suffered on that day from the toxic fumes from the collapse of the buildings. None of that crossed my head as I was sitting in the fire truck waiting to respond.